is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
It's time for the Robyn Fralick Show.
A pass across the floor, intercepted by Tate. She's on the deck. She got rid of it somehow from the floor to Joyner. She gives it up to Kimball in transition. She'll drive up under the scoop. It falls and one. Everything is green and white tonight here at the Breslin Center. Unbelievable.
The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. The Robyn Fralick Show is also brought to you by One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. And by Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. Now, with head coach Robyn Fralick, here's the voice of Michigan State women's basketball, Dalton Shetler.
Hello all and welcome to the Coach Robyn Fralick Radio Show presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We are live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. If you want to join our audience for any of the MSU Coaches shows, make your reservation by emailing coachesshow@onenorthdining.com. And we're out here at the East location for the first time ever as One North Kitchen and Bar. How about the new digs, everybody, huh? Give a nice round of applause. Excellent work being done by Scott and Kathy Bourbon and all of One North Kitchen and Bar. Robyn Fralick, new digs are looking pretty good, ain't they?
New year, new digs, new location. Great to be here. And it looks beautiful.
And, of course, the new year actually started off with a bang for MSU women's basketball. Got the win in 2025 against Purdue, 77-59 to ring in the new year 2025. And that now puts Michigan State women's basketball at 12-2. Again, one of the best starts in school history as Michigan State continues to impress early on. But what a great way to bring in the new year, Robyn.
It was, and we had a great crowd. It was so fun. Being back at home and playing in front of such a supportive, engaged crowd. I thought we had a great start. I thought that was really important our first half. And, and I shared with the team after in the second half, we went 1 for 16 from 3 and won by 20. So, and we were taking good shots, and those are, that you have to be able to do that. I thought we defended, we rebounded, and, to start the game, especially the first half, I just thought we really imposed our will on the game and set the tone for what it was going to look like.
And we're going to be talking about some of that a little bit later on, but you mentioned the crowd that was on hand in East Lansing. Michigan State now, folks, has won 8 in a row at home to start off this year. But go back to last year, absolutely clap it up for that. But get ready for this. They won the last 2 at home last year, so it's a 10 home game winning streak. The Spartans haven't lost a game at the Breslin Center in 330 days. That's how dominant MSU women's basketball has been at home. There is something to it. And again, Robyn, we talk about New Year's Day. That crowd, I mean, it's a mid-afternoon game. It's a holiday. Maybe before you're kind of like, I wonder what kind of turnout we're going to have. That entire lower bowl was jam-packed. It was a beautiful amount of attendance there.
Our support's been great, and I share with our team all the time. If you want to have a good support, be worth watching, be worth people's time, and they are. And we're grateful for everybody who keeps showing up for us. I know you got to watch the Spartans, and then they nicely timed the Lions game later, so we got to cheer on everybody. We love that day.
Yeah, that's a pretty special day. Yesterday was a pretty special day for the Lions, too. We can talk a little bit about that later. But we talk about a team that's worth rooting for. Jocelyn Tate's in the building here, and, of course, she's been somebody who's been easy to root for, as Jocelyn Tate will join us a little bit later on. We'll get to know Jocelyn a little bit later. When we come back, we will talk a little bit more about the victory over the Purdue Boilermakers. This is the Robyn Fralick Show presented by Diversified Insurance Group here on the Spartan Media Network.
On the court, the MSU women's basketball team shows us the power of teamwork and dedication. Off the court, Diversified Insurance Group brings that same commitment to protecting what matters most. As an official partner of Michigan State University Athletics, we're proud to stand with the Spartans. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business tax insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today and let's win together on and off the court. Go green, go white, go MSU women's basketball.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already.
Coming back live to One North Kitchen and Bar in 3, 2, 1, live.
Welcome back to the Coach Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether your moves across town or across the nation, the MUN team can help. Whether you're in the market to buy, sell, or both, check out the MUN team online at munteam.com. Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They're realtors who get results. As we're here for the Robyn Fralick radio show, we mentioned Michigan State last time we got to see the Spartans. It's been about a week in between games. The Spartans next have at Nebraska on Wednesday. We'll talk about that later. But last time we got to see MSU, they won at 77-59 against Purdue. In that game, Robyn, you forced 25 Boilermaker turnovers. It's the 4th straight game that you force the opposition into 25 turnovers. It was the 9th time this season. What is working so well defensively where you're keeping that trend going?
Yeah, I love that you share that, Dalton. It's been interesting because we've been able to do it in a number of ways. I think it's a mix of our full court pressure, our half court pressure, and we have some really talented defenders who have a good feel and good anticipation and know how to make a play. When I look at the Maryland game, we did a lot of that in the half court. We turned them over a lot in the half court. We were less aggressive in the full court on purpose. And then I look at the Purdue game, and I think we did it a little bit both ways. So that's something we've got to be able to keep doing. We've got to be able to do that without giving up easy baskets consistently. There's a piece of that will happen, but it can't be throughout the game. And it's a numbers game. It's a math game. If you can take more shots and make more shots, you usually win.
Yeah, fair enough. Especially, as you mentioned, the 3-ball may not have been going as a team down, but you still end up winning by 18 because of all the extra possessions.
Yep, I wasn't real good at math, but I can do that math. So, and even at Maryland, we really did win the numbers game. We just needed to finish a little bit better. But yeah, I think we've got to be able to sustain that. We've got to find ways to continue to build pressure and be disruptive in both the full court and the half court.
Well, and it's interesting too because we've seen with Michigan State here recently. Games against Purdue, Maryland, Alabama, trying to figure things out a little bit on the offensive end. Last year, when the team would find themselves in a couple of ruts during the Big Ten season and beyond, it felt like defense was always the answer, and that kind of ignited things on the other end. Do you see that kind of similar this season?
Yeah, absolutely. And for the most part this season, we've been able to guard our way into games, even if we haven't shot it well or have been struggling on the offensive end. We've been able to guard our way in sustaining games. But basketball's hyper-connected. The better you guard, the better your offense is. The better your offense is, the better you guard. It's a very, very fluid game. So for us to be good on both sides, we've got to be good on both sides, right?
Right.
So they're very connected. But defensively and rebounding are things that you can control night in and night out, and those are things that we feel like we've done well, and we can get it to another level.
And it's got you off to a 12-2 start. Let's talk about some of the individuals with that game, and maybe the one that we'll highlight, of course, is going to be coming on a little bit later on the show, Jocelyn Tate. And maybe we introduce it by going to Colin Eccles in our broadcast call of the week.
The broadcast call of the week comes from the Spartans' New Year's Day 77-59 win over the Purdue Boilermakers. Senior Jocelyn Tate led MSU with 19 points that included a 3 of 6 shooting performance from the perimeter. Here's the voice of MSU women's basketball, Dalton Shetler.
Around it goes. Now Tate will try a deep right wing three. Swish! Bring it up, Jocelyn Tate. She hit a triple in Maryland last time out. She gets one to go here. Bounces inside to Van Sloot. Now Tate will try a left wing three. Bring it up, Jocelyn Tate. She's hit 2 long balls today. She's got 7 threes for the season. Tate, she's going to try a left wing three. Bring it up! Why not? Jocelyn Tate for Michigan State with 3 threes. Unbelievable.
Tate also brought some showmanship to the floor with this energy-boosting and one finish.
Chest pass out to Tate left wing. 12 on the shot clock. Tate will drive, gets to the cup, high off the glass, the moonshot for the and one. Jocelyn Tate, take a bow. 15 points here today.
And it wouldn't stop there for Jocelyn Tate. She ends up tying a career-high 19 points. It's a Spartan high, but she had 19 once before at Bowling Green under head coach Robyn Fralick. She ties a career high. She ends up with 11 rebounds in the game. It's her first green and white double-double, the 4th of her entire career. Give it up one more time for Jocelyn Tate, huh? What a performance from her. Robyn, what did you see in that one? Because Jocelyn unleashed.
Yeah, I'm going to tease her. If she would have made her free throw, it would have been a career high.
That was set up just right.
It really was. It really was. Alley-oop. She was all over the court, and we can look at the stats and see that. But the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway from watching the game and getting a real chance to evaluate it is she just physically imposed herself on the game on both ends of the court. She drew a ton of fouls. She got a ton of offensive rebounds. She set so much of the tone of our press with her aggressiveness defensively. And she just shot it confidently. One thing we've been talking with our team a lot about is that no-brainer 3, shoot the ball. Like, don't hesitate. Don't keep driving back where help is. Shoot the ball. And Jocelyn, I think, has really taken to that and has worked on it. And but her physical imposing on the game was incredible. And so now we tease her like, hey, don't be a one-hit wonder, though. Right, Joss? You expect that all the time. But the way she does it on both sides, the offensive and defensive end in that Purdue game was really, really good.
Well, and you mentioned the no-brainer threes, and it's kind of interesting because in Michigan State's first loss of the year, when they played against Bama down there at West Palm Beach, they were back in a 2-3 zone, and it felt like at times maybe there was some hesitancy. And you say, let it fly. It feels like that kind of evolves and unfolds layers for your offense.
It's just better basketball. Shoot good shots, and you have a chance to rebound them and less turnovers. And those are shots we work on all the time. So no-brainer 3, shoot the ball.
Yeah. I like that. I think everybody could do a no-brainer 3, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could let a no-brainer 3 fly. I might go in.
A couple other individuals. Julia Aralt, she has back-to-back double-doubles now. She had a double-double against Purdue as well and did against Maryland. In the last 10 games, Julia Aralt has 177 points, 84 rebounds. She's averaging about 18 points and 8.5 rebounds a game in her last 10. I mean, she's been so consistent for you, but what have you seen lately that's led to maybe another level?
She's the confidence. I think she's just gotten really confident and, knows that she's somebody we really count on, and she has an ability to score in a lot of ways. And I've been really impressed with her. I better not say this too early because going to Nebraska, rebounding is so important. But her defensive rebounding it's notched up every year for our team. But I just think the confidence, she knows, she believes in herself. She knows she can make plays.
The other individual I wanted to highlight here real quick, making her first career start was the freshman from Spain, Inés Sotelo, and she got a career-high 16 points in that game. I mean, she played wonderfully, and it's been evident ever since she got here to campus and played in her first game. You kind of sat there and said, that doesn't look like a freshman at all. She doesn't behave like a freshman at all. And in that game, it felt even maybe more amplified of that.
She had a great game, and Inessa's played really high-level basketball for a long time. She's on the Spanish national team, which is a big honor. That's a really hard team to make. She's competed at the highest level. It was cute that day. It was her first career start, and she was up getting coffee, and Maria was in our little area, and she was like, Ines, are you nervous? She's like, not yet. Like, I hadn't really thought about it. Like, no, I'm all good, excited to play. So, and I think what's, what we've really, there's a lot of things we love about Ines, but she's very easy to play with, passes, cuts, moves, just has a real feel for how to play. And she's a legit 6'3" and can guard any position, which that defensive versatility in our system is really, really helpful.
Well, it's interesting, too, because we're going to have Jocelyn up after the break, and we'll talk a little bit with Jocelyn, but Jocelyn and Ines, maybe I notice it more with those two than anybody else. The extra possessions they create for your team. I mean, sometimes they may not be the ones that grab the rebound, but they are constantly in on a miss, tapping it around, and they create so much extra life for your team.
Possession winners, it's probably a stat not talked about enough in basketball because you can't see it in a box score, but possession winners really help teams be successful, and they both do that. They have, I say there's people who watch the game and there's people who are part of the game, and they are, every time a ball goes up, whether it's defensively, offensively, they do a great job tracking the ball and making extra possessions.
It'll be some fun talking with Jocelyn about that in a little bit. Raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We are live from East Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick. Our show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
I'm Warren Birkenhauer, proud IBEW member. My career began as a non-union electrician. I love the work, not the pay and the lack of benefits. When I joined the IBEW, my life changed. Now I earn great wages, benefits, and I'll be able to have a good retirement. I can take care of my family the way I want to, and that matters to me. The IBEW has made a huge difference in my life. If you're a good electrician looking to get paid what you're actually worth, then there's room for you in the IBEW.
Electricians wanted. Visit IBEWmichigan.org. Sponsored by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters and IBEW Michigan.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
At first, credit card debt can seem harmless, like a cute little baby goat. But let it get out of control, and your debt goes wild, and that is anything but cute. Tame your debt with Rocket Mortgage. Tap into your home's equity and get funds in a matter of days. Just visit tameyourdebt.com. Call 1-800-407-3944 for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference.
Coming back to One North Kitchen and Bar in 3, 2, 1.
We are back live on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. The Abood Law Firm Beyond the Arc campaign benefits the Greater Lansing Food Bank, donating $25 for each three-pointer made by the MSU women's and men's basketball teams. Right now, the Michigan State women's basketball team has hit 98 threes for the season. The men's basketball team has hit 79. So total it up. The Spartans have hit 177 threes this year. That's $4,425 going to the Greater Lansing Food Bank. Excellent work being done there, and a lot of it really being done by our current guest player, Joining us on stage, the 5'10" senior from Pickerington, Ohio, number 11. Give it up for Jocelyn Tate. Jocelyn, how are we doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing just fine. And Jocelyn, you were obviously a part of this show last year, so you know how we start this, right? You remember?
1 more minute.
1 more minute. She is ready to go. We're going to get 60 seconds on the clock. If you are new to the program, what we do here is we put 60 seconds on the clock. We rapid fire questions at Jocelyn. It's all questions about herself. She just has to answer, and we see how many she gets answered in the 60 seconds. The clock will start as soon as we finish asking the first question, and if, Jocelyn, you don't know one of them or it's not coming quick enough, you can pass, so you can move it along. All right, we have 60 seconds on the clock ready. Jocelyn, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. A genie pops out of the Magic Johnson statue and grants you one wish. What do you wish for?
$1 million.
Who's your hero?
My mom.
Favorite class?
Math.
Downtown condo or remote forest cabin?
Downtown condo.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Favorite way to spend a day off?
Lay down on the couch.
Favorite sports team?
Houston Rockets.
Steak or chicken?
Chicken.
Favorite month?
May.
Where's the dream vacation spot?
Hawaii.
What store would you max out a credit card at?
Kroger.
Biggest hobby?
Lay on the couch.
You're singing karaoke. What song do you pick?
Ain't nobody love me better. I don't know the song, but
That works.
Yeah.
Favorite drill practice?
Dance.
If you weren't playing basketball, what would you be playing?
Volleyball.
If you can only eat one thing the rest of your life, what are you eating?
Chicken wings.
Favorite movie?
Skip.
Favorite animal?
Dog.
Can have dinner with one person in the world. Who would it be?
Fralick.
Cat or dog person?
Dog.
Favorite musical artist?
One Direction.
What's your most used emoji?
Laughing emoji.
And time. Not bad, though, Jocelyn. You went cooking through this pretty well. You got to 21.
I'm like, really?
21 for Jocelyn Tate.
We get dinner anytime.
Yeah, Robyn, do you feel so special for that answer?
Very. Yeah. Unsuspecting.
Well, I also love that we had two laying on the couches for answers in the middle of there. There's a theme.
Yeah. I like to rest.
I like to
literally rest.
As hard as you play, you know what? You've earned it, Jocelyn.
Thank you.
How's that? Also, I do want to examine something, though. She mentioned that her favorite sports team is the Houston Rockets, and maybe some of you in the building were thinking, why the Houston Rockets? Well, Jocelyn's brother actually plays for the Houston Rockets, right?
Yes, he does.
And you had a moment, you and the entire team went to a Detroit Pistons Houston Rockets game earlier this year, right at the beginning of the season. What was that experience like?
It was fun. I feel like me and Fralick have been talking about it like all 4 years, and it's good that we finally got to do it before I left.
And Robyn, I mean, I remember the conversation with you where you said, Jocelyn came up to me and was like, hey, can we figure something out here so I could go to the game? And you're like, your brother's playing? Yeah, let's bring the whole team.
Yeah.
It just kind of evolved that way.
Yeah, she asked if we could change the time of practice, which is always like, well, why? And then she shared why. I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. And it was really fun. Yeah, the team got to go support and watch, and that was cool. We got to do that together.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, Jay Shante. For many of the folks that are Big Ten basketball fans, remember his playing days at Ohio State. Was a great basketball player. But let's talk a little bit about Jocelyn here. And, Robyn, maybe we start with you because we were talking about her being a possession winner.
Yeah.
And you've alluded to this before in the past, that you and the staff have different formulas or different metrics, different ways to try and evaluate and kind of compute winning. And Jocelyn always grades out near the top. I mean, the value she brings to your team, it's more than just what the box score shows.
Yeah, we call them player leverages, and hers is always really high because of her impact. And I shared this earlier, but the way she physically imposes on a game, and it's kind of, I have a funny Jocelyn story. I was recruiting her out of high school, and I went to watch her play, and I think she missed 15 layups. I think she had 16 rebounds. I think she had a bunch of steals. And so after the game, she's thinking like, coach is like not going to want to recruit me anymore or anything. I'm like, oh, I love her. Like, she's everywhere. She makes a play all the time. Like, I love her. And it's she just, it's there's so many ways to impact basketball, and Jocelyn's found her niche, and it's really, really helped our team. But it's on both sides of the floor. And what I've loved is offensively, she's always continued to evolve, and she's worked on it, and we're gonna keep working on it and keep expecting the two-way player.
That ability to be everywhere for Jocelyn, where did that come from? Because you don't see it in many basketball players.
Well, I would just say it's like I'm not really like a scorer all the time, and so I just want to be useful. And I think with a lot of film, you can tell that at some days I used to stand a lot, and I'm tired of watching myself stand in the film, and so I'm just like, just run, just effort, just run. And it's my last year, so it's like, just run.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun. Like now that I've been doing it lately, it's like, oh, it's a rush. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like all my like energy is like through my running. You know?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
like my emotion. You know, we
Yeah,
talk
oh,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yep,
like
yep.
my emotion is through my running and like
Put it into
yeah,
impacting
how
the
I
game.
play. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and it's fascinating, too, and I don't know how to maybe best explain it for some who maybe haven't paid as much attention to Jocelyn specific, but Robyn, it's almost like there's a social norm in basketball where, okay, shot was missed, the other team rebounds, we jog back on defense, and we get set up. And Jocelyn just doesn't obligate to those social norms. She just says, oh, they got a rebound? Let me get right in there. Let me see how I can intercept this outlet pass. How can I mess with that? Like, what do you see in that, and is that something you coach actively?
I mean, a little bit of both. Our system is aggressive. We always tell our team, when in doubt, be aggressive. We want them playing with that sort of mentality and mindset, but a lot of it, Jocelyn has great instincts. You know, we talked about it. We're forcing a lot of turnovers. Well, that's a system, but that's also execution of an ability to make a play and be disruptive. And as I shared, there's just like when a ball there's people who, when a shot goes up, there's emotion, there's an energy and an effort to getting the ball back. And Jocelyn's doing that. Our team's doing that better this year. I know that's something as a staff we know even has to get to another level as we keep going through Big Ten play.
Jocelyn, throughout her career, has played 115 games. She's made 82 starts. She's got 191 steals, and she has 918 career points. Jocelyn, when you hear those numbers come back at you, do you start to sink in a little bit of, I've been at this for a while now?
Yeah, I do. But like, I don't know. I just feel like I didn't have a 5th year or 6th year, so it's like I'm still good. This is like the normal. This is
That's
normal,
true. A
you know?
pre-COVID eligibility
Yeah.
route. Like, yeah. And Robyn, it's funny because you shared that with Grace and Julia Aralt recently joining the 1,000 Point Club, that Jocelyn is kind of coming around that corner at 918 career points, and what she had to share with you.
Well, we do team walk, so we were out in California, and before we played in the tournament, we were doing a team walk before we eat our pregame meal. It's a good time to connect, some fresh air, get the body moving. And we were talking about it because it had come up about the 2,000 point scorers, and I think it was maybe Abby was like, well, Jocelyn's close too, and I'm like, oh, cool, Joss. She's like, I'll probably finish at 999. No, you know, and I looked at her and I said, well, not if you make your free throws. So, you know, we're on track. Just keep doing what you're doing. Make free throws. Good things are going to happen.
It got to 19 points yesterday, or in the last game. You get a couple more of those. Things are looking real well, but it really is amazing, especially for somebody, Jocelyn, and you pride yourself so much on effort and defensive versatility and everything we've been talking about. To still be in range of an offensive plateau like that, it's really a pretty special thing.
Yeah, well, like Coach Kaz tells me all the time, she's just like, if you just like have high effort and just those points will all come. And like, I actually listened, and then it did. She literally like proved me right.
Coaches know what they're talking about.
Like,
it's weird.
Every once in a while, we have a good idea. Every once in a while.
Oh my gosh, they were right.
Well, and maybe one of the quickest ways to get there is to get this three-point shot starting to fall, because Jocelyn Tate, again, 3 for 6 in the last game. We haven't seen, I think all of last year, Jocelyn shot 28 threes, tried 28 threes, made 6 of them, shot 21%. So far this year, she's already taken 21 threes. We're at the halfway mark, and she's hitting 38% of those threes. The evolution you've seen in Jocelyn, where it's a 17% uptick from the perimeter, what's led to that?
She's had a plan. She's stuck with her shooting plan this year. I think this year something we've seen out of Jocelyn is just much more consistency with her plan. And as I always tell, one of my favorite lines, especially as you move into a new year, is like people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year, right? Or underestimate what they can do in 6 months. And so when you have a plan, it's not all of a sudden one day you're just boom. It's just over time, and it becomes part of who you are. And I think the confidence translates to games too. So she had a plan, she stuck with it, and good things are happening.
Well, show us what that plan's been like, Jocelyn. What is the plan that's gotten you to this point?
Well, usually, like, every year, there would be a point in time where Fralick would be like, you need to get back in the gym. Like, you're not being consistent. And it's like this year, it's just the final year. I don't know. I'm just trying to do everything right. And, like, it's just more fun to work out with, like, my teammate, like Emma and Jaden. We were always in the gym with Coach Kaz every day. It's just so fun. And, like, they make me want to be better. And, like, Coach Kaz makes me want to be better. Even if I, like, don't want to do it, she still makes me do it. Oh my gosh. But, like, it's fine. It's fine because I feel so good after, like, oh, you didn't want to do it and you still did, and you got a good, like, little workout in. Like, that's so good.
Yeah.
Well, and we've heard Jocelyn kind of reflect a couple of times now that it is her last year. This is the last go round. And what else is really interesting is you can hear how much fun she has with this group, right? And you see it when you watch her play. I mean, she's always got a smile. She plays with so much emotion all the time. That happiness that you have with the game, if you reflect back on the 4 years you've had so far, what's it been like?
I don't know. I just feel like it all, like, depends on the team, like my teammates, you know? Like, I think this year alone, it kind of reminds me of my sophomore year, and, like, that year was a really good year for us. And I mean, after that, everything changed, but, like, that's, like, that was, like, the team I want to play on and play for, you know? Like, those are the type of girls that I want to, you know, be better for. And so I felt like this year we got that back. Like, we just all have a connection, like, all 1 through 15 of the girls, like, we're just really close, and they're just so easy to, like, get along with and love. And, like, I think that's my motivator. Like, I want to do it for them. Like, and we just have so much fun together. So it's just like, it's easy that way. It's easy when you have fun and, like, just get along well.
Well, Robyn, you were the director of that sophomore season at Bowling Green for Jocelyn, and now, of course, you're still her head coach here at Michigan State. What do you notice in that team chemistry?
I think there's a really high level of care across the board in our team, and I think there's a real selflessness. I think when we're really all aligned, the mission is how do we beat the other team, right? There's just a energy, a synergy that's going into that, and that's hard to do. I mean, 15 girls and playing time, roles, all of that looks different game to game, year to year, matchup to matchup, and to get people to care about the same thing. This group has that, and this group really, really cares about each other, and this group really celebrates each other really well. After our Purdue game, I mean, they were going wild for Jocelyn and Andy Ness, who both had really good games. So it's fun to be part of something where we celebrate each other well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it certainly makes this journey pretty sensational. A few last questions, and we'll get you out of here, Jocelyn. First off, you mentioned it's your last year. What do you want to do after basketball?
Well, I've talked to Fralick and the coaches about, like, continuing to play basketball. I feel like I want to go until I can't go no more, like, physically.
Yeah.
And then after that, like, I don't know exactly what I want to do career-wise, but I just like working with numbers and, like, money, and maybe if I can stay with sports, like, do something with, like, data. But I want to do, like, behind the scenes, because I can't do, like, what you do, where you talk in front of everybody.
You've done great today. You're doing awesome.
But I get so nervous, and you do it so well.
You're doing awesome.
Thank you.
Well, you don't have to be behind the scenes, but if you choose so.
Okay, thank you.
But the other two questions, one, sharing, and obviously we don't have a photo of it to share with you, but you've got a puppy named Jax. So you want to tell everybody about Jax?
Yeah, I got Jax last year around February. And I've always wanted a dog after my sophomore year of college, because that's when I'd be out the dorms. So, like, I could have my own. And I don't know, I love my dog at home. So when I left, like, I was bawling my eyes out when I left to go leave Prime for school. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to be okay, because I'm going to get a dog my junior year. And then Jack's like, he's just my light. Like, he's a light. He just makes me so happy. He's the best cuddler. He's the best play. Like, we play all the time. We play around. I feel like his emotions, like, we're copy and paste. Like, we're just alike. He's so, like, insane. Like, his emotions are high, too.
You want to describe yourself that way?
Yeah.
Copy paste.
Like, he's bouncing off the walls, like, he's insane. I love it. It's a thrill to watch him.
You love Jax too, Robyn?
I do love Jax, and I love how much Jocelyn loves Jax. We actually celebrated his 1-year birthday recently.
All of us, all together in the Our film room?
Yes. Yeah.
It was so fun. We had party hats,
We did.
cake, candles. It was so fun. He was so happy.
All right, the last question we got. This was actually written down by Jocelyn on a preseason sheet where she was asked to give some facts about herself. Afraid of kangaroos and some birds. I read that. I paused. I figured I'd ask you for the answer.
Okay, well, with the birds, oh my gosh. Well, you don't know what they're going to do. So, like, you got seagulls, pigeons. Seagulls, pigeons, owls. I think owls are really scary because they can turn their necks all the way around and you can survive? What? Like, they're just scary. Ew, they're scary. And then I don't like when they fly. The pigeons don't fly away until the last minute, and I used to have pigeons in my front yard. And one day I was walking out to, like, go to school or something, and I didn't see this pigeon because he was, like, blended in. And, like, he flew away, and it scared the mess out of me. I like, scream. I just screamed for so long, and I run away. I just run back inside. And then kangaroos.
I was going to say, what was your experience with kangaroos?
Well, I've never had my own experience, but I saw this video on, like, social media, and it was this kangaroo standing out somebody's house in Australia, and it was like he's, like, banging on the glass. And he has 6-pack abs. He's standing on 2 feet, bouncing off his tail. How are you not scared of that? Like, I just feel like I feel like he should be walking on all 4 legs. Why is he bouncing on his tail? How do you do that? He can kick you. They kick.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen, like, a kangaroo and a man fight?
Oh, I have.
It's scary. I would never survive. Oh, my God.
If you weren't scared of birds and kangaroos before, we have a rational argument to why you should carry that with you.
We have lots of reasons.
Jocelyn Tate, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
for
so
everything.
much. Thank you, guys.
Give it up for Jocelyn. Spartan fans, gear up with a MSU FCU Visa credit card featuring the Spartan helmet. It's the perfect way to show your Spartan pride while earning cash back on every purchase. Apply now at msufcu.org and make every purchase a proud Spartan moment. We'll be back with more from the Robyn Fralick Show presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, Spartan fans, this is Otis Wiley, General Manager of Michigan State Sports Properties. Are you interested in becoming a corporate partner of Michigan State Athletics, supporting Michigan State student athletes through NIL? If so, please contact us by visiting msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
Touchdown, MSU!
Elevate your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. Again, please visit us at msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
He got it!
Enhance your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. We look forward to hearing from you and having you join the Michigan State Athletics corporate partner family. Go green and go white.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand.
Coming back to One North Kitchen and Bar.
Find an agent who
In 3, 2, 1, live.
Thanks for joining us for the Robyn Fralick Show presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Our show today comes to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar located at Abbott and Saginaw here in East Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. This week's Alumni Hall Spartan Women's Basketball Trivia Ticket Giveaway winner gets tickets to a MSU home game. You'll pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. And our question this week for our audience here at the show is, Michigan State currently has 3 of the top 5 leaders in steals in the Big Ten. Perhaps by season's end, a Spartan lands on the Big Ten all-defensive team. Who was the last Spartan to be named to the Big Ten all-defensive team? That's our question to you. Who was the last Spartan to be on the all-Big Ten defensive team? Let us know if you got an answer. Come up here to the microphone, give it a whirl, and we'll see if you end up getting 2 free tickets. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today. Let's win together on and off the court. I just heard a question from the audience for clarification. Not all Big Ten first team, but defensive team. Defensive specific. So that's what we're looking for. You think you have the answer? Come up to us, and when we come back from the break, Robyn, we'll see if somebody has the right answer, and we'll get into a little bit more about this year's team. The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We'll be back with more after a break here on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Hey, have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartans.
Coming back to One North Kitchen and Bar.
Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
In 3, 2, 1.
Diversified Insurance Group presents the Robyn Fralick Show. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. You help provide a bright future for kids and support sustainability in our communities. Learn more at Meijer.com. Again, we're waiting for our trivia answer. The question that we threw out before the break, who was the last Spartan to be named to the Big Ten all-defensive team? If you think you have the answer, come up to the mic. We'll see if you win 2 tickets to an upcoming MSU home game. In the meantime, Robyn, I wanted to tackle something with you. We talked about this heading into the Iowa matchup. You were having a meeting with the general media, and you were talking about the platform that you, the players, this program has. And I think the example you gave out was how well they engage with the community. And Theron Halleck, somebody reached out to her on social media about a birthday, and so she made a video saying happy birthday, sent it back. And you were talking about how they engage with the community. And we were talking a little bit about, just from a philosophical standpoint, that you believe sports, in large part, the platform is to help inspire and change and transform people in that way.
Yeah, it's the platform's bright, right? And we have a responsibility to give back. And I share with our team all the time. And Clara's here right now, my 8-year-old. Hi, girl. It's gonna be, but I share them all the time. I see them all the time through the eyes of an 8-year-old, and just the impact they have on our little people, right, on any age. And I heard a quote the other day, Joe Mazzulla, the head coach at the Boston Celtics, somebody asked him in a press conference about being a coach, and he said about coaching basketball, he's like, I don't coach basketball, I just help people. And I think in all of our professions, we have that, right? And it looks different, maybe the way we do it. But ultimately, that's what basketball is, right? We're helping, right? When you do it right, the kids from where they start to where they finish, right? There's a transformation from what they give back to the community. There's a transformation. So when we do it right, there's just this constant transformational piece involved with both the coaches, the players, and in the community. But I love that. It's as simple as, we're just here to help people. And basketball is a great platform to do that.
Well, what I love, too, is I think it goes more than just off the court for you in the program, because we've deemed a lot of times and labeled the way Michigan State plays is inspiring in women's basketball, where you have players like Jocelyn Tate who never take a breather for a moment when they're on the floor, and they've have to get after every ball. People are diving on the floor. People are celebrating each other. It's an inspiring brand of basketball, and you said, I mean, honestly, when we're doing it at our best, that's what it does. And you cited the two examples here in recent of the state of Michigan. The Lions and the Tigers are like that.
Yeah, we got a lot of good things going on in the state of Michigan. But I think we feel that. I mean, I don't know who stayed up to watch the Lions last night, but yeah, let's go.
You did too, I'm taking it.
I made it till the third quarter. Looked like we had it secured, so I was a little tired.
It's time to shut the eyes.
But, as a coach, you watch other coaches, and when you watch Dan Campbell, he's authentic. He's fearless in what he believes. I think his team rallies around. They always know what they're about. I saw he loves that. They talk about grit. He had a shirt on the other day that said anti-fragile, right? And they play like that. They believe like that. They know what they're about. I think all of the state, the fans, we all know what they're about. We know what they're going to do. We know what they believe in. And I think anytime there's clarity and communication and a deep belief in who you are and what you're about, we can all fall in love with that, right? We know when it's 4th and 2 on the 5-yard line, we know he's going for it, right? We all do. His team knows, we know. And there's just something so fun when you feel like you can be part of that. And the same with the Tigers, same with Michigan State men's basketball. I mean, they're compelling to watch their team. And when our team, that's when we're at our best, it's compelling because we all want to be part of something like that, right? Where you feel like you're all in it together.
I was going to say, and I imagine the room feels that when Michigan State women's basketball plays, right? Let's hear it. Yeah, absolutely. It's been an inspiring brand of basketball. 12-2 the start for MSU women's basketball. Big B Coffee is a proud supporter of Michigan State basketball. Visit your Mid-Michigan Big B Coffee location today. When we come back, we're going to preview what is to come for MSU women's basketball as we are live with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick, and today's show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
Trees provide for the well-being of our state. That's why we work so hard to keep our forests healthy and abundant, so animals have homes, and so do people, so that there's clean air and water for everyone. And so Michigan's economy can be as strong as the trees that support it.
Learn how sustainable forestry protects Michigan's trees for future generations. Visit michigan.gov/forests for a lifetime. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Natural Resources and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
At the Capital Region International Airport, we connect our community to the world with nonstop service to Washington, D.C. and Chicago on American Airlines, Detroit on Delta Airlines, and beginning October 2nd to Orlando and Fort Myers on Breeze Airways. When you fly Lansing, you're just one stop from over 500 global destinations.
And with direct flights to Cancun, Punta Cana, and Montego Bay starting in January, your escape to beautiful tropical beaches is easier than ever. The Capital Region International Airport, your gateway to the world. Visit flylansing.com for more information and to book your flight today.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah. Here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Coming back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1.
We are back with more Spartan women's basketball on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Frankly, you also want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on Spartan Media Network radio stations across Michigan, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Find your local independent agent at fmins.com. All right, we threw out the trivia question a little bit ago. Who was the last Spartan to be named to the Big Ten All-Defensive Team? We're going to throw out a hint here. She came from Detroit, Michigan. She came to MSU from Detroit. As we have our first guesser, does that seem to stay in line with you? Why don't you let everybody know your name, where you're from?
I'm Doris, and I'm from DeWitt.
All right, Doris from DeWitt. What is your answer?
Alyssa DeHaan.
It is not Alyssa DeHaan, but it's a good guess.
Right.
She certainly did during her time, but somebody did after her.
Okay.
So it's a good guess. But let's see if anybody gets it. She wore jersey number 23 and came to Michigan State from Detroit. She currently is the third all-time leading scorer in school history. So if you think you know who it is, come up and win 2 free tickets. Robyn, real quick, I want to take a look at some of the action coming up ahead while we wait on some answers. For Michigan State, the next home game will be this upcoming Sunday. That's January 12th. We'll be hosting Washington on Alumni Day. It is Alumni Day, so we're going to be recognizing MSU women's basketball alumni throughout the game, celebrating the 2005 team as well. It's always a neat event whenever the alums get to come back.
It's a great day. We're so grateful for the tradition of the program. I think it's an extra special Alumni Day, being able to honor the 2005 national runner-up team. Been 20 years, kind of crazy. I actually played AAU with a few of them, so we're aging well. But yeah, we love Alumni Day. We're so thankful when people come back, and we just feel grateful to be part of the tradition here.
Let's talk about what's coming up before then, though. Wednesday, it's a road trip out to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yep.
Michigan State will take on the 11-4 Huskers. They defeated Penn State yesterday, 71-62. If you didn't catch the game, Nebraska was up 17, but Penn State came all the way back. They tied it up at 59. It was a close one down the stretch. But this is an interesting Nebraska team. They still have Alexis Markowski, who so far is averaging 14 points, 8 rebounds a game, and I think maybe it's fair to say, at least last year, given the size issues the personnel had, that she was the hardest matchup for your team. Still presents a problem, does Alexis Markowski? Yeah,
she's a good player, and she's big. You know, she does a good job in the paint. She finds different ways to score, and they have a good team. Like, they have a lot of good players around her. So, with Nebraska, the very similar team to last year. Obviously, Natalie Potts is out, who was one of their better players, but a lot of familiar faces and a very familiar style of play.
And I was going to say, and no Jazz Shelley, who graduated from last year. She was one of the key players on last year's squad. Somebody to pay attention to is Britt Prince, a freshman there at 12.5 points per game. You seen something that's really intrigued you about her early on tape?
I mean, as a freshman point guard in the Big Ten, she's doing a lot of good things. She has an ability to score and create. We'll have to do a good job on her.
It'll be fun to see that matchup Wednesday night. Real quick, let's go back to our microphone where I believe we have another guess for our trivia. The question was the last Spartan to be on the All Big Ten defensive team. Let everybody know your name, where you're from.
Mark East Lansing, Aerial Powers.
Aerial Powers is correct. Mark gets 2 tickets. Mark's really been in his bag lately on trivia. Good work, Mark.
Yep.
And a great answer there as well. And we should also mention here before we take a break, Nebraska currently has won 13 straight home games. They've won every game at home so far this year. Michigan State looking to go out there and make a little bit of history, too, with their first ever win in Lincoln. So we're a lot to look forward to Wednesday night. We're certainly excited for that. We'll be back with more from Coach Fralick. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3. When it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No, first base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
At first, credit card debt can seem harmless, like a cute little baby goat. But let it get out of control, and your debt goes wild, and that is anything but cute. Tame your debt with Rocket Mortgage. Tap into your home's equity and get funds in a matter of days. Just visit tameyourdebt.com. Call 1-800-407-3944 for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartans.
Back to One North Kitchen and Bar.
One North, where Spartan pride meets
In
memorable
3,
meals.
2, 1.
Thanks for joining us and the Spartan fans here at One North for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. All right, a little bit of housekeeping on the way out the door for Michigan State. We mentioned the next game is at Nebraska. That is Wednesday, January 8th. It's going to be a 7:45 airtime. We're going to be on WJIM AM 1240, also 106.9 FM here in Lansing to listen. So tip-off is at 8, airtime 7:45. The next Robyn Fralick Show will be next Monday at noon here at One North Kitchen and Bar. And how about some thank yous for our first ever show of the coaches here at One North Kitchen and Bar at this new East Lansing location. Big thanks to One North Kitchen and Bar, of course, the owners, Scott and Kathy Berman, for all their help. Managers, Jason did a great job in helping us get around. The wait staff, give it up for the wait staff as well, taking care of you all here this afternoon. Big thanks to Josh Rocky as well for helping us get all the audio aligned. Also, the video stream, Pete Menez has been keeping everything together. If you've been watching us on social media here this afternoon, alongside Tony LaBarbera. On the MSU women's basketball side, big thanks to Robyn Fralick, the entire coaching staff, Kim Cameron, who always does a great job as the trivia MC. Big thanks to Abby Knack for all her help, Jocelyn Tate for swinging by, Kara Fisher. Back in the studio, Chris Ordway's been helping us, and a huge thanks to all the listeners. Robyn, we got 10, 15 seconds.
Yep.
Biggest thing for the Spartans against the Huskers Wednesday night.
We got to rebound the basketball, and we got to guard the arc.
Oh, we're looking forward to that most certainly, as Michigan State wants to move to 3-1 in Big Ten play with a win over Big Red. Robyn, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you all. Happy 2025.
Happy 2025.
Go
So
green.
long, everybody. For Robyn Fralick and Dalton Shetler, take care and go white.
You've been listening to The Robyn Fralick Show on the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports. The Robyn Fralick Show has been presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. The Robyn Fralick Show was also brought to you by Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose Chill, the MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal